With that being, oh, I'm sorry. For all of you who have just recently joined my channel, welcome. My name is Mr. Smooth. You have reached Smooth Emporium in true life street combat. I am a motivational speaker. I have been through my trials and tribulation throughout life. The videos that you're seeing, the first one that I shot just a few moments ago and this one right now, are a compilation of what I call my story. Now, with that being said, I have gone through a lot. I explained the bulk of it. I didn't go into detail. I didn't go into the depths of everything that has transpired over my lifetime. But one thing I can tell you is I've gone through hell and I climbed out of it. Now, I did touch base on the last video about my time that I spent in Florida. Briefly. Well, my time in Florida was one of the biggest turning points in my life. I moved to Florida because after having multiple failed relationships in a row, still battling with PTSD, not knowing up from down, damn near drinking myself into a coma, having alcohol dinner meals to where that's all I had for dinner was alcohol. I finally got fed up with the way my life was going and I moved. Cashed out my 401k, packed my bags, and I flew to Florida. I spent 2 years down there. Plan on going back after I'm done with what I have to do up here. During my time there, though, I did some real transformations. I had to fight a lot. A lot. Crackheads are ruthless. And there's more crackheads in Florida than I have ever seen before in my life. I got into so many fights while I was down there that it triggered in my brain, holy shit, I still got it. I didn't lose what the military taught me after all these years. Eventually I wound up sleeping in a tent. That's when I went through my real cocoon stage. But I had a full-time job. And I wasn't going to quit. I would get up every morning, take a shower in a water hose, put on the same suit that I had on the day before, ride my bike to work. And I did this every single day until one of my friends gave me a hand up. And let me sleep on his couch for a while. Till I got into a fight with one of his friends. Almost killed him. No exaggeration. A friend of mine who was a battle buddy, also a veteran, he came and got me, brought me to his place. I stayed there until I moved back to Massachusetts. I moved back to Massachusetts because Granddaddy died. Granddaddy was a Marine. Granddaddy's the reason why I was a delayed entry program for the Marine Corps for 2 years until I found out my recruiter was flat out lying to me. Then I stayed there all the way up until I came back home. When I came back home, I met a young lady. Rushed into a second marriage. Just like I did the first one. And just like the first one, it ultimately ended up in divorce. The woman called the police on me, stating that she felt threatened for her safety, knowing good and damn well I am the guy who not only gets enjoyment out of beating the hell out of men that like to be disrespectful to women, but I'm also the guy who got up out of his seat and beat the hell out of another guy because he even reached to put his hands on you. And that's exactly. So, after the bars on the cell closed in front of me, again, triggered my PTSD. And it triggered my PTSD to the point to when I was working at one of the best career jobs that I have ever held. I had the most fun at that career than I've ever had in my entire life, selling for Bob's Discount Furniture. But there was a condescending prick on my floor who thought he was too good to get touched. And now I'm also the guy that gets enjoyment out of beating the hell out of guys like that. So, I confronted him one day in the manager's office. And I told him in his face, "You feel froggy, go ahead and leave." I also told him, "Shut the fuck up, I'm talking. And if you have a problem with it, we can head out back and we can handle this like men." The last thing that I said to him before they put me on medical leave was, "If you don't get the hell away from me, I will rip your throat out with my bare hands, and I know how to do it." Because I do. They put me on medical leave. I am currently medically retired for PTSD. I am currently collecting SSDI because of it. SSDI don't pay you enough, so I opened up my own business. And that's how I make ends meet. But that's portion of the story. You see, with PTSD, post-traumatic stress syndrome, for those who don't know what it is, It's when you are put in a position at any point in your life that was so traumatic that it shocks you to your spirit, sends you to a real dark place. As an onset of it, it made me very violent, and I still am. I just better at controlling it now. I do still enjoy beating the hell out of people. It's just I don't do it anymore. I prefer to walk away now. I've learned to become the bigger man, which has taken me years to master. Knowing that I can walk away and not have to resort to violence is one of the most difficult things that I've had to learn over the last 15 years. Military turned you into a walking weapon. It's hard to turn that off. Now, when you're living with PTSD, you're battling yourself. And you're constantly beating yourself up for things you had no control over. It's only when you learn to release that can you actually heal. As an onslaught of me healing, also I became an ordained minister. Why? Because I went in search of the truth, the real truth. So I read all the holy books. All of them. Yes, all of them. Including the Necronomicon. I read all of them. And they all seem to point in one direction. That's the way my life is going now. It's not easy, but it's fulfilling. I live in my passion. I live in a state that's called glory. I want to thank my little brother for showing me the way. Because if it wasn't for my little brother being the first member of my family to chase after his dreams with unrelentless ambition, did he gain the stature of being able to be a backup dancer for not only one of the most inspirational dancers in the world, Chris Brown, but two of the biggest and most inspirational dancers in the world, in Missy Elliott. Thank you, little bro. You pointed me in the direction of where I am now living in my passion. And now I'm selling custom clothing. I'm selling artwork that I've actually designed myself. And I'm selling it on a vendor's table. And I'm actually making enough money to support myself while I continue to build a business that's brewing under the surface. I want to thank all of you new subscribers that have joined the channel. And I want to thank all of you who have joined the channel from the business cards that I've recently handed out. Thank you guys for tuning in. It means the world to me. I do want you guys to know that you are loved unconditionally. The Creator loves you unconditionally. I got love for you unconditionally because you're showing me support, and that's the biggest thing right now. Getting the backing that I need to get what I need accomplished. For all of you out there who are in that dark space, who are in that dark tunnel and don't know how to find your way out, come talk to me. I've been there. I found my way out. I blazed a trail behind me. All I can do is point you in the right direction. I've said this all year long. I've said this all 2020, and I've said this ever since 2021 started. If you come with me, if you join this battle, if you join the fight with me, if you become one of the Cav, the road that you're walking down is not an easy path. It's one of the most difficult tasks that you'll ever do in your life, but it's also the most fulfilling. And you'll never feel more pride than you do when you're able to stand on your own 2 feet and say, the fuck wouldn't just over broke. I can do it on my own. And that's where I'm at now. I might not be making $600-700 a week like I was before. I might not be still making $1,000 a week like I'm used to. But I'm not hungry. And I have plenty of weed to smoke. And I still have a couple of dollars in my pocket. At the end of the day, that's a win. And that's a reason to wake up the next day and do it again. Because eventually, that windfall is coming. I feel it. I feel it deep down in my bones. Something big is coming. It's huge. And it's coming fast. For all of you tuning in, keep your eyes out for Operation Homes Free. It's coming around the corner. This is Mr. Smooth signing out. Peace.